Welcome to the Webmaster Academy. I am your host, Michael Wood, and I am a Wix Certified Trainer, and we're going to be going over the stand-up comedian template, so stay tuned. Stand-up comedian template, so stay tuned. Stand-up comedian template, so stay tuned. Thank you for joining me here, and we do have Dolores Renee Wood. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. As some of you are watching the replay, go ahead and let me know where you're from, and let me know, are you a web designer? Are you interested in creating sites for yourself or for others? I'd like to know who you are out there. Please leave a like or a comment, and I really like these sessions to be as interactive as possible. Let's talk about and let's look at the stand-up comedian template. In this template, you may not be a stand-up comedian. You might be pretty funny, but you never thought you could be a stand-up comedian. That's fine. And you might ask yourself, what does this template have to do with me? Well, along this journey, we're going to learn web design. And if you understand the stand-up comedian template, you'll then understand how to customize it for yourself. Maybe you want to just represent yourself and have kind of a virtual portfolio, or a way for people to know when your consulting services are. Maybe you're a coach or a consultant. So you got to use your imagination a little bit and step outside the box and think about ways you can use this template to match your business or service. And if you're a web designer, this is good for you to know in case you get somebody who is a stand-up comedian or an entertainer and they want you to build out a site for them. So remember, that's what these templates are for. The templates are just ideas for you to build upon. So what we're going to do right now is go on a tour of the website itself. So here is the cover page, and I want you to notice the layout. We have a menu bar at the top. If I hover over, you could see that it glows blue. On the side, on the left, we have menu links on the left and on the right. So on the far left, we have shows, and on the far right, we have contact. So that's an interesting element I haven't seen in a lot of websites. We have our social media icons here at the top. By the way, this template is free. Just go to wix.com and sign up there, and you could play with this template and build your own free website. If you want to learn more about web design from concept to automation, go to the Webmaster Academy at www.webmasteracademy.online, and I'll walk you through the process. Let's go ahead and scroll down. So this is a one-page design, a very long page on the home page. When I scroll down, there is the schedule for shows. Let's meet in real life. And as you can see, you have the location. People can buy tickets. The mouse, when I hover over, it slides to the left. I can click on this down arrow and you get the details of the venue. Okay, so this is a module we'll have to fix actually on the back end. When you scroll down, you have all about you, all about the comedian. Scroll further down and there is a video, and this video is actually being hosted on Wix servers. You can also put your YouTube or Vimeo video in place here instead, or you can have it hosted with Wix.com. Also, I click on this arrow and there are other videos to watch. So there's a navigation menu built right on top of the videos. But what's nice is instead of a lot of thumbnails, it's just one big thumbnail or one big image, and that is much cleaner in terms of design. And then when I scroll down, you have an Instagram feed. So not only are you asking people to follow you, but there's an Instagram feed right here. So when you update your Instagram from your mobile device, this area will be updated automatically. And then you have the press. This is a good section for people who are talking about your business or service. In this case, it's comedy. So these are some of this would link to some of the articles that are talking about your performances. And then there's the contact page where we do have personal appearances, the publicity info, and the management company. People can also subscribe, and you can get their email address and collect a list of leads who you can then market to later using Wix shoutouts. There is also a footer down here at the bottom, says who created the site, social media icons down below. As you can see, the social media icons are redundant, and that's okay. You want them everywhere. Also, as we scroll down this website, I want you to notice that the left and right menu buttons, the contact and the shows, have been with us the entire time. And so as I scroll up and down, those tabs don't leave. So that's a really nice feature in case people want to just contact you and they don't have to really find it, or they don't have to even scroll to the top. Now this is a long one-page design, which is very common, especially because it's most compatible with mobile devices and iPads and other tablet type of computers, where people are using their fingers to just slide up. It's a feed, just like Facebook or Twitter. People are used to that type of navigation, and when you're talking about mobile devices, it's just easier to slide up and down on the screen instead of finding the place to tap your finger. And if you look up here at the top, you have this menu where it says shows, about, videos, gallery, contact. But when I click on these, they don't actually go to a different page. What they're going to do, they'll actually just go to a place further down on this page. In fact, I don't think that those are hooked up right now. Let me see. Oh, okay, so sometimes I need to refresh the page. So we're just going to refresh it here. If the interactions kind of blank out, just kind of refresh. Ah, here we go. So now when I click on shows, what it does is it scrolls down to that part of the page. Okay, let's go back up to the very top. If I click on contact, so the page scrolled down automatically to that place. So instead of building a multi-page website, this is a one-page website, but we've built in traditional navigation at the top. So if you want to start playing and customizing this site, let's go ahead and click on Edit the Site. And it's going to ask you to log in. So we're going to go ahead and log in. It's now going to open up the Wix editor. Now I'm curious to see who's got questions. And Denver's here. Hello, Denver. Welcome. This is a live broadcast. If anybody has questions, go ahead and type those into the comments section. I hope you're enjoying this overview. Even if you're not going to be a comedian, that's okay. You can learn web design along the way. So now we're in the editor. And one of the first things you're going to want to change is, of course, the title. Simply double click and change the name. So we'll just say Michael Wood here. As you can see, it keeps the same font and everything in place. So you can change the name. Next, you're going to want to change the image. You could either have yourself or another image. Maybe you think there's something that's funnier. So we'll just put this guy, this gentleman in here for now. Okay, that's not Michael Wood, but hey, it's an image. Now that's kind of a low resolution image. So you're going to want to upload a nice high resolution image. If I go to free from Wix, I can actually find a lot of stock images here. And it's okay to fill your website with stock images, especially if you're working for a client. And then what happens is, as the project gets more approved, then you can switch out these images with more authentic images. So we have stand-up comedian. Instead of comedian, we could even change it to a stand-up chef. You know, maybe this guy does live cooking shows. This is what I mean. When you get a template, it's only an idea from which you build upon. So if we're going to go with the stand-up chef, we can change this background. Maybe you don't like that sort of orange. We can switch it out with an actual image. Or just a scenic background. And I'm just giving you some ideas here. We can even switch it out with video. So there are some free videos from Wix.com. And if I change this to food and drink, maybe there's a video of someone making something. And let's see what this looks like. Now, as you can see, the image here is covering up the video. So you may not want to do a full video, but let me just do a preview. Just want you to see what it looks like. So someone's making something, we're not sure what it is. So this is where you really have to experiment and change backgrounds and find something that's going to work for you. In this case, we want, because it's a comedian site or a sort of entertainer site, then we want to call attention to the person. Let's go ahead and do a quick preview here. And so I have a video in the background, but it's very subtle, and it doesn't take away from the main image. But it does show some basic animation and makes the page a little bit more appealing. And what's nice about this is this website is built using what's called strips, horizontal strips. Because if I scroll down, I want you to notice when I go to shows, the video is no longer being displayed because this is built on strips. So this is a strip right here where we put the video. The orange is one big giant strip and the blue one is a strip. What's nice about building with strips is we can switch them out rather easily because you just click on the strip and we can move the entire strip here and just simply swap things out. And we can also resize them. But the strip is sort of like a container. It's like a shoebox. And we fill the shoebox with our text, images, and videos. And then we can move the shoeboxes around. And that tends to be much easier in terms of design because you can make changes very quickly without changing the entire web page or having everything get thrown off in terms of layout just because you wanted to add an element. So we're basically stacking shoeboxes, and that's part of the design. Now on this part right here, this is the booking, and so to do this we would have to go to manage event, and you're going to use Wix events. If I click on settings, see it says create your first event. This is where I would create my first event. So here I'll just go ahead and create an event, and now it's going to load properly. So now I can give it a name, and I'll say cooking demos. I could go ahead and add an event, a photo. I can go to free from Wix and just find some food somewhere. Looks like, so I want a picture of not just food, but someone actually preparing food. I like the salad in a jar. That's kind of cool. So, and then we could say, learn how to make salad learn how to make salads that store well in jars. Something simple like that. Instead of cooking demo, we could say salad in a jar demos. Come join us. Okay. We can then set the times. We could say time is to be determined, or we can go ahead and set up the times. As you can see, just got to click on that slider. In this case, we're going to do this at 7 p.m. We'll end at 11 p.m. It's going to be a very long salad session. We can decide where it's going to be. We'll have the demonstration at the Mission Inn in Riverside. And as you can see, the locations pop up automatically and they load into Google Maps. I can now add details of my event, such as things people should bring. Maybe they should dress warm. Some other speakers that'll be there. This will be all about your event right here. And now I'm going to, before I create it, there's some tabs I want to do. And it's asking us to save. So I'm going to create the event. Okay, here it is, Salad in a Jar Demos. Now let's keep editing the event. Let's go to Tickets. Let's get started. We're going to do, you could do for sale or for free. And we can go ahead and make it free. VIP free tickets. Now I can only fit about maybe 30 people in that room, so we can limit the quantity. And then we could describe the ticket if we want to. And then they have a ticket policy that's already in there. Feel free to make changes, but I usually just stick with the policy that's already there. And we're going to save. So here we have free VIP tickets. There's 30 tickets. Here's the registration form. We can ask for more information if we want. It always asks for their first name, their email. We could add more options. We can add a custom question. We can ask them if they've had any cooking experience. So then we know the people coming in there or how experienced they are. Then you'll know how to address the crowd. So it's a good way to screen who's coming. This is the form preview. That's what it will look like. And then you have, of course, your guest list. And I could actually invite people to the event. So if you have an email list, you can actually send the invitation out. So that's really handy. And under emails, this will list sort of the automatic emails that come out. I can edit the confirmation, set up a reminder, and I can notify guests if I cancel the event. So everything you need to manage your events are built in to the Wix dashboard. All right, and then I can continue adding events. Let's go ahead and go with that. And as you're going to see, this box is going to change to the Salad in a Jar demo. Now, when I go to settings, I can now adjust what events or which events I want listed here. So I don't want multiple events. I don't want all the comedy clubs. I just want my salad demo. So see, it reset itself. And it's going to sort of reconfigure. That was a beautiful thing. I did everything on the back end, just clicked a button, and the web design is automatically done for us. The code is done for us, and it's going to look great on mobile devices and on tablets. Okay, so how are you guys liking this? And is this pretty cool or what? Let me know in the box what you think so far. All right. Now, the other thing is you can, of course, change the About page, which is just changing images and changing text. The video page, for that, you're going to use Wix Video. So I would have to go to Settings. And in settings, I could decide which channels or videos I want here. So in Wix Video, you would develop a channel. You develop videos that are all in the same subject, and I could just display the channel. That way, I don't have to manually add videos. I just say anything from this channel I want displayed here. So I could choose the channel. If I change to Webmaster Academy, it's going to show all the videos that belong to that channel. Or any video projects, it's going to add the videos to that channel. I do a much more in-depth tutorial on video, working with Wix Video at the Webmaster Academy. So be sure to check those out if you want to learn more about how to work with video. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. And this is the Instagram feed. So on here, you would go to settings. And then what you would do is go ahead and change the connected feed. So right now it's under standup.comedian, which is an actual Instagram account. I would need to disconnect and then sign in with your Instagram feed, and you'll see it populate automatically. What's nice about that is you can have somebody manage your Instagram feed, or you can manage your Instagram feed and not have to touch the website. So that's really useful if you want to keep a website that's updated and also gain a list of followers. The press is just, these are just simply images that you can click on this link button. Click on link, and you'll change the link to go to the articles that are talking about your performances, reviews, and things like that. This is simply text. Just change the text. And then this is a sign up form right here. So what I would do is just go to settings. Now when I go to manage the form, I could decide which email that subscriber is going to go to. So they'll put in their email address, and then this email that I put in this blue box will be notified that there's a new subscriber. Okay, so it's always good to know when you get new subscribers. You can also adjust what information you want collected. If you want their name, you could add it there. If you want their phone number, you could add it there. So you can adjust these sign-up forms how you like. You can also change the design. I can make it more of a postcard looking design, or a strip, or a headline. So there's lots of different options here on how you want it to look. I can change the layout. I can make it vertical or horizontal. So a lot of little changes there, and you do all that from the setting. Okay, and then we could start building your email list right there. Of course, all of these colors can easily change. And then down at the bottom is your footer. And remember, always fill in those social media icons. All I do is set social links. The social media manager pops up. I can add icons. So as you can see on the left, there's all these different places. They have just about everybody who means anything these days listed. So you would add the icon, add to gallery, and then you would go ahead, click on that, and then add the link to that social media page. You would just paste it right in there and then say done. In this case, I'm going to delete that, say done. If there's a social media icon for an account of which you do not have, for example, if you do not have an Instagram account, then don't have the Instagram logo on the social media bar. Just go in here, click on the Instagram, and click the trash icon, and that will remove it from the list. You only want to have active, I said that twice, active social media accounts. Not just ones you have, but the ones you're updating. I talk a lot more about social media accounts in the module 3 of the Webmaster Academy. Alright, so that's a pretty quick walkthrough. I showed you how to customize some of the major elements, what you need to do, learning how to use Wix events, Wix bookings, and changing the background. Let me do a preview. I'll show you it's a video. As you see, it's a video there. We even have these little animations on these shapes right here, which is just vector art, and they clicked on the animation icon. If you want to learn more about animations or anything else that we talked about here, just go to the Webmaster Academy and I'll show you how to do each of those individual elements. Alright, just checking to see if there's any comments. I hope you enjoyed our time together, and I hope I gave you some ideas on what you can do for your business or service and with the stand-up comedian template from Wix.com. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time on Template Tuesdays, or we'll see you at the Academy. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and we'll see you again, you guys. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye. Here, just go to the Webmaster Academy, and I'll show you how to do each of those individual elements. Alright, just checking to see if there's any comments. I hope you enjoyed our time together, and I hope I gave you some ideas on what you can